two worst teams in the league, which are the Gators and the Preds. They are both pretty long odds at 2,000 and 3,000. And I like the under on both of their win totals, which the Preds I have at 5.5. I don't think the Preds win a series the entire season.
Everything all right?
Yeah, sorry. I just got a notification from MLB that they jinxed Garrett Cole. He's 7 innings no hit right now, and they just gave me an alert for it.
And that's a jinx.
Yeah, you can't say he's throwing no hitter.
All right. Usually I edit this stuff out, but we're going to keep it. Welcome back to Fade the Mahoney, everybody. We're joined today on our series recap by Ryan Kracht. He had a pretty good series against the Wildcats last week, and playing the role of Trevor Savage today. We've got Drew Davis sitting in. So thank you, Drew, for coming as well. And I understand this is actually just a reboot of the original Pipe It Up crew. Is that what we're doing here?
Right. Yeah. No.
Okay. I'll just sit back and you guys talk then. All right, Ryan. For all the people out there who all they've been saying for the past several weeks is this league is run by Dallas Allen and Jordan Robles, and that's the only people to talk about. What do you have to say? What do you got for them?
I think it's just good to be able to say that there, it's not all gone. After last year, there was definitely I got some DMs and I heard some talks about maybe like the Preds era was over, the Ryan Kracht era was coming to an end. So like what I just decided I'd adapt. So I kind of did some studying, found out like what pitches are new to MLW, what's going on. That's where that overhand screwball / two-seam sinker thing that I was throwing against the Wildcats. I've noticed like Jimmy Norp featured that a lot into his arsenal. So I said, all right, I'm just gonna adapt and I'm gonna tie for inflation. So that's what I did. And so it's just it's I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna drop any names like Dallas Allen or Jordan Robles. Those are incredible wiffle ball players, especially. Yeah. Especially seeing what Jordan's doing to this league. He's on a tear, but it's nice to put my name back up there in some talks, maybe some Cy Young type stuff. That's what I want, even in the end goal is just to win the World Series. I like to it builds confidence for me, and it builds confidence for my guys on my team.
What else, Drew? You had something you wanted to say?
Let's not give Jordan too much credit. He's played two bums of teams. That team over on the coast and the other snake team, a bunch of losers, both of them. So I wouldn't give him too much credit yet.
He's good, dude. He's good. He's legit.
No, I know.
Legit.
Hot take from Ryan. Jordan Robles is good. Let's write that down. All right.
Yeah, no, I was at the Diamondbacks Mallard series actually, and that's the first time this league has really seen Jimmy Norp finally, get a taste of medicine type thing. Yeah. And I remember Jimmy gave up that second home run to him and he was walking by me because I was running Instagram live and shooting videos for TikTok. And he just said to me, there's nothing I can do. I'm helpless. He's too good.
Well,
and that's
just felt that way before.
That is something that I would never thought I would hear come out of Jimmy's mouth. But I like the adversity. I like the difference in the league now.
Well, we had a nice little run of players who came on the show didn't perform very well their following series, but you're coming on the first time after your series, so I think you're going to be all right. I hope. How did you do, Drew, after you came on the show?
Terrible.
Yeah. Well, we had two Gators come on. They didn't do too well. Jimmy Norp, his stats were really good. They just didn't win any games.
Really living up to the name Fade.
Yeah. We're not so great at performance around here.
I wish I got a warning.
Yeah. No, but you're already done. You already played. You figured out the system.
Right.
We have coming up in a couple of days. We have our discussion with Mr. Chadwick, as Trevor calls him, before your series. Drew, you got anything you want to say about your series in preview?
They need to fly out their captain just to try and beat us.
Yeah, Eigner. Did I say that right?
Huh?
Jack
Agner. Yeah.
That's my accent. I'm sorry. All right. What did we have for stats for you, Ryan? Let me just go through them real quick. I've got them written down here. First series, or first game of the series, you guys won 1-0 with a no-hitter. That was pretty good. Doing your best Dallas Allen impersonation. Your second game, you guys didn't win, but you hit a homer. So we'll give you 2 good games. And then third game, one of your worst games of the year. You gave up 3 hits and a run.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
So you did really well. You did it before you got on the show. It's an excellent idea.
You're right.
Gambling point of view, I think that's 2 straight underdogs who have won the series. You guys were underdogs, according to Trevor's lines, and the Mallards the prior week were underdogs. It worked out for me, even though I'm a bonehead. We're doing ladder betting now, where Trevor and I, you look intrigued, Drew. The Joey from MLW Stats on Instagram, he does the ladder ranking every series. We each take we take one player and we bet $100 on who does better. Trevor has gone first every time, and I've won every week. He took Nick Saylor this week, and so then I asked Joey, who was the preview guest, who I should take, and he said I should take you, Ryan.
So that's good, right? I don't know how
it would have been really good had I listened to him.
Oh no.
You were the ladder winner by a mile, so it would have been an easy win. But I squeaked. I took the commish with my pick, and it still worked out. So I got that. I had the under, so I went 2-0. So I'm continuing to beat Trevor every week. But I think the real reason Trevor isn't here, Ryan, is in the pre-season, in the preview for the season. I think he set your guys over under for your 15 games at 5.5.
Oh God.
He took the under, and he said you guys weren't going to win a series all year. So I'm going to have some.
Is that you think that's influenced by the draft pick? I like talking about Mac, especially with people like you. People think that the Mac idea and the Mac pick was one of the worst picks that in MLW history, and I totally can see where they're coming from. I'm not stupid. I understand that the first thought that went through my head, that went through Warda's head, was, okay, we're gonna get our guy. Nobody's gonna take Mac. We know that for sure. So how do we trade down so that we can give somebody that better pick, find a better player, and get Mac from that, right?
Yep.
So obviously there's talks and there's things that went on between me and Ward of what we talked about doing. And just by the time the draft actually came up, we never could find anything. There was nothing ever settled. I mean, you could look around just about every team, and like the Eagles at the time, they didn't have Urigitis, and we didn't know. Again, I should say we didn't know anything about these players. I knew a lot of them were young, and it's hard to stay committed to the league when you're not, realistically old enough to drive to the games. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of just threw us off a little bit. We were, just in and out. Obviously, we found out Jordan Robles was coming to the league, and a bunch of different thoughts are rambling through my head. Is I know a few of those guys, like Robles' friends, but that's really it was just too much. So by the time it came up, it kind of happened so fast to the point where we were kind of just forced to take Mac second overall. But we're not upset about it by any means. The thing is, the Predators have a big three. Predators never lost it. And matter of fact, if the Cobras Magic series worked out differently last year, I don't think it would have been crazy to think that we had a chance at winning the World Series. And obviously the Diamondbacks were good, and Jimmy Norp was on his tear. But Kyle and I have talked about this 100 times. It was just like one game separated it, and we could have had a chance, but we didn't. And that's on us. So with Mac, we were just looking for somebody who not only can I work with every day. I'm sure that I go to the same school. Me, him, and Steve McGlade practically live together. So just training with him, teaching him the ins and outs of every pitch, like how this works, why this grip does this, all the stuff that you're actually going to see in MLW was important to us. And did we think he was going to be, some big player right away? No, not at all. Not by any means. But we knew that giving Mac at bats here and there is going to help him while we go for winning games with me, Ward, and Brennan. So we had a lot of faith in our team instead of relying on a draft pick. That was one of the big things we discussed in the offseason, because we know that Warda, Brennan didn't perform offensively like we needed last year. I didn't perform on the mound like we needed last year. There was just a lot of different mistakes and things that happened. But we decided we'd put that past us, adapt to what the league is now, and take somebody that we know we can develop over time while we work our own 3 in. So, yes, I'm like what I said, I'm not stupid. I understand we should have traded the pick down, but we never could work anything out. We tried a bunch of different thoughts. We ran through a bunch of different ideas. Just nothing ever made sense. I mean, obviously, like nowadays, I heard there's a lot of Chris Cheetam talk that he wants. That there's some leads. I don't know what actually went down, but I heard some Gators stuff that they're looking to trade or something like that.
Where did you hear that?
I think I saw it on your show, right? I heard.
That's right.
Yeah.
Chris Cheetam on the show talked about being traded. Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Wait, so is he being traded?
I think he wants to be traded. I don't think he is being traded.
Drew, there's this show called Fade the Mahoney. There's this episode a couple of weeks back with Chris Cheetam where we spoke specifically about what happens if they get swept in their series that week. And
see, the thing is, though, is their asking price is too high.
Well, yeah, you got to start somewhere. But
they have no leverage.
Let's
You're
run
gonna
through
miss the playoffs.
What could the Gators do? Realistically, if they were trading Chris, what could they do? Where would he go? What would they land?
Who could they get?
Yeah.
He specifically said he'd love to play with Jason Chadwick.
He wants to be a Cobra. He's told me multiple times.
And if
he wants to be a Predator, he told me the same thing. That doesn't mean anything.
See what I'm talking about? Kid can't make up his mind.
No.
Well, he said while the YouTube machine was recording, he said he wanted to play with Jason Chadwick. And I stress everybody come back in a couple of days. We have a pretty long conversation with Jason Chadwick, and some scenarios specifically come up.
Right. I mean,
the Magic literally could not trade for Chris at all. And if they acquired him somehow, I would call tampering immediately, because they have literally nothing to give anyone.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is you're calling Trevor Bonham nothing.
Whoa,
well, hold on a minute. Are you saying Trevor would go to the Gators for Chris?
Oh, I don't think it would be a straight up deal, but that would be part of it.
Well, they don't have anything else to give. They don't have a draft pick.
Yeah, that would be so dumb for the Magic.
I don't know. Don't you guys listen to sports talk radio where the guys who are talking in the microphone don't have any idea what they're talking about, but they still have to talk? That's just
I can take on the role of Mad Dog.
That's crazy. That's crazy talk.
So he wants to be traded, and Jason Chadwick talks quite a bit about it. So please come back. But
he's delusional.
Circling back to what you were talking about, Ryan, yes, there was discussion about your draft pick and how it went down, and that went into Trevor's making of the line 5.5, him taking the under, him saying you guys wouldn't win a series. So clearly, at this point, it appears he's very wrong. But two, your response, Trevor, his response was very well thought out. And it appears that he was looking at the same angles everyone else was. So that was really, really.
Right. No, and where that was coming from, I completely understand. I mean, like when the preseason power rankings came out, and we were ranked last.
Not by Drew. Not by Drew.
Not by me.
No.
Yeah, me and Warda kind of understood that going into that's what it was going to be. And it's a chance to prove people wrong, and that's where the Predators thrive. So I mean, at the end of the day, taking Mac almost helped us in that way. It gave us a little bit of edge, a little bit of fire. What we do now going into series is completely different. We actually prepare. I hate to say it, it sounds nerdy, but we got our film sessions and we have like our own, we meet up and we practice and we go over who we're facing, what he throws, his tendencies, when he throws it and what count. So that's just a new it's kind of just like a new Predator team, old guys, new design type thing. So we're kind of just developing Mac into that, especially with our next series against the Magic. The goal is always to sweep, but in this series, if we were to take the first game or the first two games, that goal would be to get not only Mac in, but maybe Steve McGlade at the plate, Rudy at the plate. And, we're going for that game 3, but we're also, trying to build
When does
experience.
this come out?
When does what come out?
This episode?
This episode that we're recording right now will drop on Tuesday morning.
Oh, Tuesday.
What day is it? Tomorrow morning?
Yeah, today's Monday, right?
Yeah, today's Monday.
It's been a long week.
I can't say what I was going to say then.
Good.
Okay.
I know. You're good at that.
Right, but go ahead. Sorry.
No, whatever you're going to say, let it out.
Yeah, no, I was just saying like the Predators, we just do a whole different thing. I was talking to Kyle after our series in Toledo, and he was just telling me it's obvious when they play against us, he could tell that we were a step ahead of him the whole time. I truly think that had McGlade not missed those 2 pitches that were both hit for home runs against the Wildcats, that we would have been able to sweep them. That was McGlade's, I think, second time facing Kyle, and I guess it's almost on me for not explaining to him that Kyle doesn't watch strikes go by. He doesn't let you throw me a get me over slider. He's gonna hit it. And I remember I was in left field. Jimmy Norp was behind the fence. I was just talking to him while the game was going on, and he had Kyle in that 2-0 count, and he gripped a slider. And I remember I can still hear Jimmy goes, "Uh-oh," and I was like, "Oh no!" And he throws it, and Kyle hits it out, and it's just stuff that McGlade's learning over time, and it's good to see. Especially in a series win, it's good for him to learn from his mistakes, which is what we want.
I'm not the expert that you two gentlemen are, obviously, or normal co-host Trevor is, but I watched the series twice, and I believe the odds that Trevor had was, I think they were -175 favorites, so Take Back on You was +150, so you guys were pretty decent sized favorites. But to me, you guys look like the better team.
Yeah, no, we I think with what we were doing nowadays, in that, especially against them, I think we were just more prepared, and we were out in front right away from the get-go, which is a good thing for sure, but it's also something Kyle's going to learn from if we do see him again in the playoffs, that, he's not going to let us do the same thing. So it might almost be a bad thing.
All right, Drew, sorry to keep you waiting. What do you have to say?
Breaking news, Ryan.
Yo.
Remember that beast we saw at the Toledo Mud Hens game before you guys played? Clay Thompson's brother?
Yeah. Did he get pulled
traded
up? No. Why?
For cash. The Tigers stay losing.
I hate the Tigers, dude.
Is that something that could happen in the Chris Cheetam trade?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. The tampering.
Cash considerations. No.
Chris is gonna roll up with new rims on whatever car he has. I'm gonna be like, where the heck did those come from?
Yeah, no, I don't see Chris leaving the Gators this year at least.
Ryan, the issue, I would love to do that sort of practice with our team, and we tried it, but I couldn't hit. I'm not joking. Like, this isn't a joke. I couldn't hit the strike zone once, so the practice was rendered useless. We practice in a sense of who we're facing next game. So like, it's like a scout quarterback, like what you did back in the day. I tried that.
Like, I got on the mound holding the pitches the same way Kyle did, holding his grips, doing his motion as much as I could. Obviously, it's impossible to recreate it the way he does it, but that's what we're kind of doing differently this year, which is good. It's good to have a step ahead.
That's what I'm saying. I couldn't do that because I couldn't hit the zone once.
Yeah, that's why you got Baranowski, though.
All right. This has been an excellent recap. let's do real quick. Drew, do you have anything you want to say officially for a preview to combat what Jason Chadwick said, which was, I think they're going to beat you?
They said what?
I think he said they were going to beat you.
I sent a picture to my group chat before we played them. I said, not a single person on their team is batting above 250. I said, throw something straight right down the middle every single pitch. It doesn't matter. They won't hit it.
All right. Well, we have that to look forward to. All right. So Trevor and I are going to be back. This is Tuesday.
Yeah.
Trying to keep my mind straight. This is Tuesday. This is our recap of Predators Wildcats. Thursday, we're going to have Chadwick on to preview Drew Davis and the Cobras versus the Magic, right? I got that right. That's Friday's.
Yeah, wait, whose jerseys you think are better?
Oh, I mean, that's not really close. I really like the Cobras jerseys.
Oh, thank God.
I really like them.
What about Predators, Cobras?
The new ones, right?
I don't have the Moxie. I'm not sure if you saw, Drew, but I do own your jersey. I made a vow. Anybody who comes on my show, I will order their jersey. So
Let's go.
I went into my account yesterday, Ryan, to order yours. Oh, yours are button down. Look at that. That's a spoiler for Thursday, everybody, or on Friday's show. There's our, what's that?
Oops.
Yeah, that's a spoiler. And that looked like you got it a little dirty. Looks like Drew Davis might be doing some diving on.
He's always diving.
You ain't dirty, you ain't winning.
I've got another gentleman, Dallas Allen, scheduled to come on. So I was gonna order yours and his together. Because
all this talk about Dallas Allen,
I was gonna save on shipping by ordering 2 jerseys.
Do it how you want. I don't know what Drew's always mad about something.
No, there's no Dallas Allen jersey, so I can't order it. So I'll just be ordering yours.
Got that right.
Solo for now. All right, so that's what's coming up. We've got Cobras and Magic coming up. Bonus, we had Drew Davis with a very minor preview to go along with the Chadwick episode. Anything else you guys want to say on the this reunion of Pipe It Up?
Not really. Just tell your buddy, is Trevor right? Tell him that maybe he's got to do a little bit more research, maybe look into the stats a little bit more. Figure out what he's actually dealing with before he puts those odds down under 5.5. That's pretty
dumb. Crouch and I will beat him at poker at the Slugfest.
I might have some bad news about the Slugfest.
Oh no.
I know. Still working on it. I know.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
You guys will both be there.
You know Trevor was a good ass poker player.
No, I honestly don't. I've watched the videos and I've seen him in the videos. I don't know anything about that guy.
Is his last name Savage for reals?
It is for real his last name. Yeah.
He
was on an episode of Poker After Dark once.
Does he have
he's
a cousin or something in Michigan?
I don't have any idea.
I know it's Savage.
I don't know.
You're so weird, dude.
They kind of look like.
Yeah.
No, they don't. But yeah,
he plays poker. Yeah. He plays poker for a living. That's what he does. And while he plays poker, if the games are slow, he watches MLW. He's the one who got me involved in MLW about a year ago. So I'm way behind. He's watched everything multiple times. So
what I'm talking about.
But I win $200 off him every week because I pick the correct player on the ladder, and I always have the total correct. So
who'd you pick this for the Magic?
I buried the hatchet and I went first and I took Trevor Bonham. Despite the myriad of negative things I've said about him in the past, nothing personal, but I want to win the money.
Mike, you gotta do your research, man.
And
I had 4 home runs off that kid.
And Trevor took you. So he was counting on you to do very well. So you want to tell me who won?
The Preds.
Okay. All right. That's a good way to end it.
I'm talking about, Drew. Good job.
That's a good way to end it. Thank you, Drew. Drew, I appreciate you filling in for Trevor Savage. Ryan, I appreciate you being patient with me and my inability to get in front of a computer. But this was a good show. This will be out on Tuesday morning, and we'll be back on Thursday with Jason Chadwick. Say good gambling, everybody.
Yeah.
Good
Good
Gambling.
gambling.